And thank you for being here tonight. I am going to focus on the jail sales tax specifically because we're being asked a second time in 2 years to vote on the same tax. So Joy was speaking sort of globally, and I'm going to go very specifically. In the November 2015 election, county voters rejected Proposition 2015-1, where the county sought a 0.2% increase in the jail sales and use tax to build a new jail and for other public safety purposes. Recently, the County Council voted to put essentially the same initiative, now called Proposition 2017-6, back on the ballot this November. Our current sales tax rate in Whatcom County is 8.7%. For a second time, the county is asking voters to endorse an extra 0.2% sales tax for public safety purposes, including costs associated with financing, construction, maintenance, and operation of jail facilities, and incarceration prevention programs, including medical and behavioral health facilities and programs. The county wants to increase our sales tax rate from 8.7% to 8.9%. The voters said no to the tax in 2015, and today, given progress made in the interim, there are even more reasons to reject the county's second request for a 0.2% increase in the jail use and sales tax. First, the county already collects enough taxes to provide a safe and humane jail. The county is, and always has been, under a legal obligation to run a safe and humane jail. By the county's own admission, it has deferred maintenance on the current downtown jail in anticipation of building a new expandable jail complex outside of downtown Bellingham and Ferndale. There appears to be agreement on both sides of this issue on the poor conditions in the county jail to humanely house inmates, and that those conditions have worsened over time for lack of appropriate management and maintenance. Failure to provide humane housing for inmates and a safe workplace in the Whatcom County Jail has been an issue raised for years by the sheriff and the county executive, yet the conditions persist. Instead of using available county funds to fix the jail, the sheriff, executive, and prosecuting attorney have repeatedly insisted, without actual proof, that the current county jail cannot be fixed and the only solution is a new jail. Meanwhile, deferred maintenance of the jail and deterioration of the jail has continued, even while the county spent millions in 2013 to buy the LaBounty Road property and to design a prison-like facility with included services that should be offered outside of jail to facilitate diversion from jail. The available county funds include 4 separate criminal justice-related sales taxes, previously either approved by the county council or the voters. Specifically, county citizens now pay, first, a 0.1% sales tax for criminal justice purposes imposed in 1999 by county ordinance. I should mention that voters originally rejected that 0.1% sales tax in 1997, but the council overruled the voters and imposed the tax anyway by ordinance. County citizens pay a second 0.1% sales tax for juvenile detention facilities and jails approved by voters in 2004, otherwise known as the 2004 jail sales tax. Citizens pay a third 0.1% sales tax for public safety purposes approved by voters in 2005, and voters or citizens pay a fourth 0.1% sales tax for behavioral and mental health purposes known as the mental health tax passed by voters in 2008. When you add the revenues collected from just these 4 separate criminal justice taxes, Whatcom County taxpayers are paying nearly $16 million a year in extra sales taxes for criminal justice, public safety, and behavioral and mental health services. The $16 million in extra sales taxes were the 2016 collections. Part of that yearly collection includes the revenue generated by the 2008 mental health sales tax. The proceeds from the 2008 mental health sales tax should have been directed in part to address incarceration prevention programs, including mental health and substance abuse facilities and programs. But instead, Proposition 2017-6 seeks more sales tax revenue for behavioral health facilities and programs. Proposition 2017-6 would add an additional $8 million yearly to sales taxes paid directly from the discretionary income of Whatcom County residents, many of whom are already financially stretched. If this latest tax is imposed, then starting in 2018, all the criminal justice public safety sales taxes will generate approximately $24.2 million a year to the county and the cities, over and above the money already raised via property taxes and allocated to the jail and other criminal justice purposes. In 30 years, these sales taxes will have cost taxpayers about $1.1 billion, raising $51 million a year in 2048, projected at a standard 2.5% yearly increase. It's important to bear in mind that Walmart, Costco, Lowe's, and other large county retail outlets won't pay these sales taxes. Their customers will pay. BP, Phillips 66, Arco, and Intalco, they won't pay these sales taxes. The jail sales taxes are imposed on the consumer, not the retailer or the manufacturer. The proposed tax increase would force the 20% of taxpayers with the lowest incomes to pay more than twice the rate of the top 1% of taxpayers in Whatcom County, taking an additional $8 million out of the pockets of our individual taxpayers. That is the definition of a regressive tax. Washington State leads the nation as having the most regressive tax structure. So the proposed sales tax increase will disproportionately hit the poor and the middle class. At 8.9%, Bellingham's sales tax would be the same as Bellevue, Washington. Bellevue's median household income is $100,000 a year. The average is $128,000 a year, far above Whatcom County's median household income of $50,000, with an average of $63,000 a year. The county's $50,000 median income means that more than half of wage earners make less than $50,000. This increased sales tax would make it even more difficult for many Whatcom County citizens who are already hard-pressed to purchase necessities. Without the added 0.2% tax in Proposition 2017-6, the county would continue to receive a yearly revenue stream of approximately $16 million from the already existing extra criminal justice, public safety, and behavioral mental health sales taxes. That is enough. The county's ask for an additional 0.2% sales tax would generate excess revenue that the county does not need. So far, the sheriff, county executive, and prosecuting attorney have controlled the jail planning process, and they started at the end with a fully designed prison complex on property purchased on the Bounty Road, and the county has worked backwards from there. To further that end, the county negotiated an interlocal jail facility financing and use agreement that included provisions to divide among the county and cities the excess tax revenues over and above the proposed bond payments that will be collected if the November 2017 ballot measure for the sales tax passes. In other words, each party to the agreement gets a cut of tax collections over and above what is needed to to build new or renovate the existing jail. In the 30-year bond repayment period, this will amount to approximately $155 million in excess revenue that can be spent for any public safety purpose. Under the agreement, the county collects 60% of any excess, with the remaining 40% divided among the cities, including Bellingham. This was the carrot held out by the county to move each of the cities to ratify the agreement and presumably to get the cities on board with the county's new jail plan. There is language in the agreement calling for incarceration reduction and diversion programs, but there's no guarantee that there will be excess funds available for these purposes, and the language is more aspirational rather than compulsory. The county continues to collect the 2004 jail tax, which was used to build the 150-bed minimum security Iron Gate facility on Division Street. The 2004 jail tax will raise approximately $4.2 million in 2018 and likely more every year thereafter. Those revenues could fund any necessary repairs to the downtown Whatcom County Jail, and that's what they're for. Further, in the same 30-year time period covered by the jail facility use agreement, the 2004 jail tax will raise at least $198 million. So there should be no further problems with deferred maintenance on either of the two county jail facilities. So far, and I know that my time may be running short, so far the county's only answer to the condition of the current jail is to build a new jail. The county has not responsibly explored alternatives to a new jail. The primary stated use for the extra sales tax revenue is to build a new jail complex on La Bounty Road in Ferndale on land purchased in 2013 for $6 million, a price very likely above the property's fair market value. The proposed 32,000 square foot sheriff's headquarters on the same property would be funded by bonds paid by other revenue streams. The county's elected officials and administration have not explored other feasible alternatives to an increase in our sales taxes to fund this proposed new jail complex in Ferndale. One alternative that the county has not considered is to renovate the downtown county jail to house violent, maximum security inmates and divert other inmates to the minimum security correction facility on Division Street. Part of the county's calculation of the ultimate cost of the proposed new jail includes necessary renovation of the existing downtown jail to make it safe, humane, and legal. For years, by the sheriff's and county executives' repeated admissions, the county jail has been operated in an unsafe and inhumane manner, which has been the county's stated reason for a new jail. It is an absurd irony that the county has for years deferred maintenance on the downtown jail, only to advocate spending millions now to renovate it, just before it is demolished at unknown cost by the county after a new jail is built on La Bounty Road. The county is willing to renovate the downtown jail only now, even though there was never any real impediment to maintenance and repair of the county jail before. There has been failure over time to submit appropriate work orders to address items of deferred maintenance identified in a 2016 county commissioned engineering report prepared by Design to Last, which is available on the Whatcom County website. The Design to Last report concludes that the downtown jail is structurally sound and supports the viability of repair and renovation of the existing downtown jail and for use as a maximum security facility as it was originally intended. Non-violent offenders could then be transferred to the minimum security Iron Gate facility on Division Street, which is in excellent condition according to Design to Last and has available space. According to the Design to Last engineering report, we have two structurally sound jails, one suitable for maximum security offenders and another for all other inmates. A complete renovation of the existing downtown jail might also include renovation of the sheriff's headquarters, but there are other locations currently available for the sheriff's headquarters, including the almost empty Command and Control Center by the airport that currently houses city and county emergency management has about 100,000 square feet, most of it unused. And it's fully ready for, it's turnkey, it's ready for move-in. We do not need to build a third sprawling jail prison complex in Ferndale with a new 32,000 square foot sheriff's department. The full renovation of the county jail is a logical and cost-effective permanent solution. Since the existing downtown jail needs to be repaired anyway, why not fully renovate it at a price we can afford and make it a permanent solution? We already have 2 jails with at least 364 available beds. Our county government has not even vetted this option as an alternative. Instead, the county proposes spending an unspecified sum for construction of a new jail. The cost has been estimated at between $110 million and $200 million plus. In addition, under the county's current plan, after our downtown jail is finally renovated to be legally compliant as safe and humane, then demolished, a sally port and another jail facility will be constructed adjacent to the courthouse to hold inmates waiting for court appearances, hearings, and trials, or for booking prior to transport to the jail facility in Ferndale. The county should steward our tax dollars and explore common sense alternatives to the county's current plan that to date has no scope or cost estimates. It's up to us to participate in the jail planning process because up until now, the county jail planning process has been done out of order and counter to the best interest of Whatcom County citizens. The county and city councils have been pushed to accept the county's hired jail planners' work, done out of order and at great expense, and in isolation of the incarceration prevention and reduction task force work. The county and city councils have preempted the Vera Institute of Justice preliminary report and excluded the citizens' concerns all along. The county has pushed their jail plan with no consideration of the financial impact on average citizens or the potential benefits of reforms and improvements to our local criminal justice system. I think the county has underestimated the power of informed voters who need data and evidence to reach a conclusion on the correct path. Bellingham has saved significant money with use of alternatives to incarceration. The rush to get the proposal on the November ballot did not allow meaningful discussion of the preliminary findings and work done by the Vera Institute and the Incarceration Prevention and Reduction Task Force on diversion and alternatives to incarceration. Because voters rejected Proposition 2015-1, a lot of progress was made by the city and by the Incarceration Prevention and Reduction Task Force. We have another opportunity now to further that work. If we reject Proposition 2016-7, then we may continue to encourage greater interagency and public collaboration and coordination to address the underlying systemic drivers of jail population growth within our local criminal justice system. As the Vera Institute concluded, and as I conclude, any attempt to ease overcrowding by building a new facility or expanding the current one will not address the underlying causes of jail population growth, and the new facility will quickly become overcrowded. Criminal justice and community stakeholders must work together to achieve a safe, sustainable, and fair justice system. Thank you.